Yeah.
Let's turn this one. There we go. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
We are live right now, okay,
live
with
direct.
the one and only Joe Davis. I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Joe, how you doing? Where you coming from this evening?
Good. What was I? I mean, I've always been moving, grinding. Always on the move. Had a couple of meetings today, kicking in a couple of jobs. Street. Doing teaching art residencies at schools. I was at Washburn High School earlier today. And just catching up on emails on computer at home.
Okay,
that's the day. I don't know.
Awesome. Love it. It's quite a busy day, and I just truly appreciate you being here after a busy day, because Lord knows, from sun up to sundown at it.
You already know.
So you guys are watching Coco After Dark, and we interview artists from our community in this artist lofts building that I live in. And today we have Joe Davis. He is an artist, a poet, an actor, a dancer. What else?
I mean, you name most of the things. A playwright, author, just a community member, a brother in the community, just trying to show up and do some good work. So.
And you are doing some great work.
Thank you.
I think first, there's so many ways we can go with this, because I want to talk about, what made Joe Davis who you are today. I want to talk about your book.
Yeah.
And I know you got a surprise to drop for us tonight.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So, what got you interested in the arts?
Yeah. So for me, it's like I didn't choose the game chose me. You feel me? From the time I was a little shorty, I always loved art. Like I remember my big sister would babysit me, and to keep me occupied and entertained, we would be doing arts and crafts. Like we would be cutting stuff out and gluing stuff together, and I would be making up my own poems and stories and songs. I had a really big imagination. I was the kid who was always playing make believe and just running around the house, had all this creative energy just bursting from me. And so that's how it all started for me. And then it became something more serious when I got really sick. I was in elementary school, and I got so sick that I actually passed out on the bathroom floor. I was rushed to the emergency room. I was hospitalized.
Oh my.
And throughout elementary school and middle school and high school, I was in and out of the hospital all the time. But
what was the cause of it? Do you know?
Yeah. So I called atopic dermatitis, a skin condition. It was, some people know it more commonly as eczema. I had it so severely that it inflamed my entire body to where my skin didn't protect me from outside infections.
Wow, I never heard of it being that bad.
Yeah, from head to toe, and it would crack and bleed, and the doctors had me on all this medication and trying different diets, trying to figure out my allergens, all this stuff. It was such a struggle. But during that time, it was hard for me to express what I was going through with my parents and with my friends, and so I could just write about it. I could just draw about it. And I could pour my heart, my soul into my notebook. And so that's where art became something that was more meaningful for me, something that was therapeutic and healing and empowering. And so I think that's the reason why I'm an artist today, because I realized that it was transformative for me. And at first I thought it was just for me. And I had teachers and mentors who were yo, you should share this with other people. This could be really beautiful. And I was hesitant at first because, when you're a kid, you don't want to share your most vulnerable feelings with people. You don't know if they're going to judge you or make fun of you or whatever. I always talk about the first time that I ever shared my work. Nobody threw a shoe at my head. It wasn't cataclysmic like I thought it would be. And they were actually vibing with me. Yo, I never knew that you went through this. Or I've had a similar struggle. And I was able to find these connections through sharing my art, sharing my poetry, sharing my drawings. So I thought to myself that if I could just touch one person's life, that this is what I want to do. And so I say I'm a writer. I don't write for a living, but I write for my life.
Okay.
And so for me, art is about healing and transformation. So
I feel that your energy is just strong. I can see that you have this in you for it just feels like strong. I'm talking about your energy is like.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
So how did you overcome that to because like right now your skin looks great.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I'm blessed, yo, for real. Like I'm so grateful. I think there was multiple factors that contributed to my health and well-being. I mean, I come from like a praying family, you know what I'm saying? I believe in like the healing power of the arts and the healing power of community, and just really tapping into all of those things, I think is what contributed to my healing journey along the way. And even today, like now, I'm super into health and well-being. Like I'm a huge advocate for it. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm eating right, that I'm putting the right things in my body. And I think a lot of that comes from just being a sick kid, you know. So I'm more conscious and aware of it now. I know not everybody's really on that. They're like, oh, we just gonna eat whatever, we gonna do whatever. That's cool if that what works for you. But for me, you know, I'm trying to do whatever I can to make sure I'm in like optimal health. And that's not to say I don't want to make it sound like I don't be eating junk food or, you know, have to be just,
no, I get
you know
it.
what I'm saying? But I'm just intentional.
I got it. Yeah. You have to be intentional. I mean, it's not about being perfect.
Exactly.
But, you know, to be intentional about your health and what you're putting in your body is definitely key.
Yeah.
So, what about your parents? Are your parents into the arts?
Yeah. So funny enough, they never identified as artists until like my mom and dad just retired like a couple years ago, and it's been amazing to see my mom really blossom into her identity as an artist since she's been retired. Like when I was a kid, she would always make clothes for us. Like we would go to church and we have these little dashiki vests and a little hat. I don't know what they call those little hats, like they're round and like I had me one of them and my vest and everything. My sister had dresses like for Easter and Christmas. She always did that growing up. That was like my mom's thing. And she was always like, she could work magic in the kitchen. Like as a culinary, I would see her as a culinary artist, but she never identified as that in any capacity until now that she's retired. She has all this free time and she's just like working up a storm. She's converted like the room that I used to live in when I was a kid. She flipped it and she turned it into a sewing room. So she has multiple sewing tables and sewing machines, and she's making clothes like for everybody. And she's also
like designing her own stuff.
Yeah, she's like the whole nine. Like she's just really getting busy with it, and it's amazing because I see she has so much joy in it. It's not just the clothes, but it's also she does like crafts and stuff, like cards that like you open it up and it's 3-dimensional, like it pops out.
Oh
like,
wow!
I'm like, Mom, I see you. Yeah, you should sell this stuff. She's like, No, I don't want to sell it. I just do it because I love it. Do it for the joy. I'm like, okay, I respect that.
Yeah, tell Mom she needs to, you know, get that into production.
I know, get some coins. But she loves it, and that makes me happy. That makes my heart smile. And my dad's mad cool. Like he really doesn't identify as an artist either, but I see his artistry in we you know get a little Coco after dark for real.
I swear, right every time. It's not. Listen, this is part of the show. Right. Every day we gotta have these lights go off. It's Coco after dark.
It's gonna be Coco in the dark for a quick second. But yeah, I was gonna say I think my pops. I see his artistry in the ways he holds relationships. Like they would say growing up, he had what they call the gift that helps. So he's always like wants to help others, serve others.
Got that charisma like Obama.
Yeah, so I get that from my pops, and like I think that there's an artistry to that too. So,
absolutely. Sure. Art is like in everything, I believe.
Oh, 100%. Art is life. Like the way we move through life, like it's like a canvas. The metaphor I use, like this whole world is like a canvas. What painting are we making? That's our legacy. That's like what we're leaving to the world for generations to come. What colors are we gonna put on it? If we think we made a mistake, it's like when you're a painter, so you already know this is like the perfect metaphor for you.
Yeah.
Like there's layers of paint, and if you think you got something like I ain't really feeling that, you could put more paint on top of it or integrate it into the image that you're creating. That's what life is like.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So did you go to school for any of the stuff that you're doing now?
Yeah. So I studied English. I have an English BA, and then I studied a little bit of theater. Was my concentration. So English, theater, and Spanish, but it was like I don't really know that much. It gets rusty when you don't use it. So hablo solamente un poquito español, but that was solamente un poquito.
Sí, yo hablo un poquito español. Sí.
Yeah, so that's when I studied in school. And then I went back to school a few years ago. I got a master's in theology of the arts. I was an artist in residence at
theology of the arts.
Yeah, I never imagined in a bajillion years I would be getting that type of degree, but that's
I never even knew there wasn't a degree
called
theology of the arts.
Yeah,
I've heard of theology, but theology of the arts, what was that like?
Yeah, so it was a program at Luther Seminary where they have an artist in residency. The artist in residency, the artist can come in and study whatever they want. They get fully covered tuition, and in exchange for that, they're like inviting the community into the arts in like creative, dynamic, engaging ways. And so that's what I did when I studied there, and I got to develop my own program. So I could have gone Div, and in Div that means I would become a pastor over a church. I was like, that's not really my calling. What I feel like I'm like. But I would say my artistry is my ministry. And so like I was like, my program that I developed, it was called Faith Rooted Activism and Spiritual Healing Through the Art. And so that's what I studied, and that's what I got a degree in. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was dope. I love it.
You're not from here, right?
Not originally, no.
Not originally, but you're
this feels like home to me. I feel like I got roots. I said I was in the Big Apple, but then even before that, my family was in the Air Force. So I've been like throughout the Midwest. Actually born in American.
Okay, so does she have like a heavy Jamaican accent?
When she gets upset, she moved to Queens, New York when she was like 8 or 9, and so she kind of got Americanized a little bit. She lost it, but when she gets really excited or when she gets upset, that Jamaican accent comes out for sure.
I love Jamaican accents.
Right. Yeah.
So, did you do any acting or anything in New York?
No. So when I was in New York, I was part of this program where I was in an artist cohort, and we were doing like street art. So when I was there, I did a lot of spoken word poetry. I did a lot of playwriting. That's kind of was my focus there. It would have been dope to get an acting. I saw some amazing theater productions. I saw Newsies. That was dope. A lot of cool stuff out there. But, yeah.
That's interesting because New York is one of the big spots for everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
So do you think you would go there? Do you have family there?
I know a lot of people there. I don't have any family that lives in New York right now. A lot of my family is all over the state, and some in Jamaica too. But I would love to visit New York. I don't think I could live there though. Like I did live there, but when I did, it just felt so fast paced. It's like I was always trying to keep up. Like it's truly is a city that never sleeps.
Okay.
And so like here, it's more of a rhythm that fits like my pace, like my energy here. It's like a big. They say it's like a big little city, in the Twin Cities. And so I like the vibe here. I love New York too. I got mad love for New York, but this is more my vibe here. So I think we got to get more love. We already talked about this before, but like we are on caliber with like LA and New York and Chicago and those other cities. We don't get as much notoriety, right?
Right.
And so we got, we
got to change that.
Right. We're trying to change it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. I think, what do you think that we need to do to change that?
I think we have to change the narrative. I think there's like some misperceptions about the Twin Cities. People don't really know. Like even when I go a lot, I talk about the Twin Cities, like sometimes people are like, there are Black people there? I'm like, cool, yeah, we all up in here. And then like, especially now after the world saw the George Floyd uprising, there's been national attention, right? International attention even. So that there's kind of changing perspectives, a changing narrative. But how do we show people like the heart of who we really are, what's possible together? I think that is what's come to light, especially after the uprising, how the city came to try to rebuild and to heal. And there's still a lot of work to be done for sure. Like we got a long way to go. We still haven't had a lot of significant change when it comes to the policing and all of that. But like we've been on the ground, we've been putting in work, been creating beautiful things with our artistry. So
have you had a lot more, I would say, grant opportunities or opportunities for just kind of creating your vision as an artist from that situation?
Because from the George Floyd uprising.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I did tap into some opportunities after that. Definitely, I would say yes. I think that they created more space to have the conversation and to fund projects that were like addressing that.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to that. I think it needs to be an ongoing thing though, because you may have noticed it's already kind of started to fizzle. It's been kind of dwindled down after like the first year afterwards, you know. So how do we keep talking about these things? Because change still needs to happen. And I mean, these things are still happening. There's still people who are being brutalized in the streets by police and you know, all over the country, really, but definitely here. And so, how do we use art as a catalyst for transformation? Art to create space to have like these conversations that need to be had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I care a lot about. So, yeah.
How many productions have you been in, and how is your role like as a Black man?
Mm-hmm.
How's that played a role in the pieces that you've acted in and participated in?
Yeah, it's funny you're asking me that now. I never actually sat down and counted, but I think I'd say several, like maybe seven, 8, 9. And you said how's it played a role? Me as a Black man.
Yeah, I mean, like as like, do you feel like roles are a little more challenging for you as a Black man, or do you feel like opportunity is fair and on an even level when you're going out for jobs or gigs?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. One thing I'm really passionate about is like shedding light on the multidimensionality of the Black man. Because like in the United States of America, there's a box that they want to put Black men in as one-dimensional, as a caricature, as a stereotype, as dehumanized and criminalized and stigmatized. And I'm like, nah, like I know who I am. Like I know who my ancestors are. I know who I come from and who I want to be. So I want to try to show that full spectrum of what's possible as a Black man. Like I really appreciate when I think about the multidimensionality of a Black man, I can't help but think about like Kendrick Lamar's latest album and like this portrait he was painting of who he was and who Black man can be. And that's what I want to see more of and what I try to hold space for as an artist as well. Like we're allowed to bring our full humanity to every space that we're in, and there's beauty in it. There's complexity and nuance in it. There's woundedness. There's healing. There's wisdom. How do we showcase that instead of these like monolithic images that are projected in society and culture? So.
Okay, that's awesome. That's an interesting perspective. And
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you've seen all the like, I mean, it's changing now, thankfully, because like we got folks like the whole Black Panthers team, you know, Ryan Coogler, like they really had some heavy hitters. Like when Black Panther came out, it shook the whole industry, right? With the numbers it was doing, with the cultural impact it was making. That opened up a floodgate of opportunities for Black actors, Black artists, Black creators, because we showed what was possible. But before that, and even still now, there are limited opportunities, and there's limited like positive imagery. And so, how are we continually trying to change that? I always try to focus on the solution. Like I'll name the problem, like I see you, I peep it, I know what's going on, but then how do we actually be solution oriented and activate ourselves around creating, you know, more space for what we actually want? So, yeah.
I can dig it. That's heavy.
We
definitely need to focus on the positive. That's how we gain momentum, I think.
For sure.
Yeah. So what are you currently working on? I know you have your book. I want you to talk about that a little bit because I got a copy.
Nice.
It's dope.
Cool.
I love it.
Appreciate
so tell us a little bit about that. For sure. Tell us a little bit about that, and also tell people where they can get that too, because y'all need to go out and get this book and support Joe Davis.
Definitely. Yeah. If y'all want to get it, you can go. I would say go to my website, joedavispoetry.com. You should just go to that anyway, just to check out my work. But I just sold out of the copies that I have. I get boxes every so often.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Sold out. I'm gonna restock. I should get more in like about a week. The lights is gonna come on here in a second. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little vibe. That's kind of like a signature, right? That could be your signature. You got to interweave that into how it interplays with the title or something, you know?
Something, I don't know. It's a
funny.
problem they said they can't fix, but
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
No. But yeah, so joedavispoetry.com, check me out. You can get books from me there in like a week. But then the publishing company is called Spark House, and their website is wearesparkhouse.org. And you can is it .org or .com? I feel like I should know this, but
Did you send it to me in that stuff?
I think I yep.
Okay, so all the information is posted already. It should be either on the Coco Nashay Facebook page or the Instagram page. It's on both actually. So
nice.
There you go.
That's what's up. Appreciate you for sure.
So what's the theme of your book?
Yeah, so it's called We Rise Higher. And it's meant to be a collection of poems and prayers and affirmations to encourage graduates. But really, like when I was talking with the publishing company, they wanted me to really focus on high school graduates to have a niche.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like it's for anybody going through like life transitions, different phases, different stages, different seasons, and just creating, more room to process emotions. After every poem, there is an invitation that I have people practice. So like whether it's some sort of mantra or some sort of reminder to give themselves, or an expression of gratitude for a mentor or someone who's impacted their life. Like there's different practices and invitations with each poem. So that's the whole thing. We rise higher. Like how do we rise higher? We rise higher together. We rise higher through love, through self-love, through communal love. That's what it's about. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And this is, you have just one book, or you have another book that you're working on?
So I am working on another book. It's still kind of under wraps. I'm not entirely, I need to talk to the publishing company. We haven't made any formal announcements yet, but I can at least say that yes, I'm working on another book. You'll hear more about it soon.
Okay.
I'm excited about that. I think like my projects and my writing is just like, I feel like more confident, like it's just getting better and better. So definitely look out for what's next.
This is what you do every day, right?
Yeah. Full time. I'm a full-time artist. Don't have a 9-to-5 since 2015. I've been a full-time artist. And the only way I've been able to survive, seriously, like shout out to community members and folks listening, folks supporting in whatever ways, because that's the only reason why I'm able to do what I do what I love. It's because people book me and people are like following and contributing and collaborating. And so like even you know what I'm saying? Like having me on the show and like, we out in the community, just finding ways to uplift each other. Mm-hmm. That's what's needed. Cause I think we can squash that starving artist narrative. Like I believe in abundance. We live in a world of abundance.
Absolutely.
How do we sustain this, like this artist ecosystem? You know what I'm saying? Like shared wealth, shared resources, finding ways to, keep the movement strong. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have some artist resources that you are have a relationship with that you can really count on, that you would share with everybody who is an artist and trying to do their art full time?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, one organization that's like held it down for me has been Springboard for the Arts. Like shout out to Springboard for the Arts. Yeah, they're holding it down. And there's other like nonprofits that I rock heavy with, like True Art Speaks. It's super dope. They do a lot of youth mentorship and hip hop pedagogy. I'm trying to. Those are just some like organizational resources that you can tap into. And then I would say for me, a big thing that's contributed to like my success as an artist would be like just building relationships and being intentional about those relationships. Like, it's just not about like who it's, they talk about who you know and who knows you. Like, I think that's super important. How do we like deepen these relationships and like take our time to slow down and to build with each other, and get to find ways to coalesce our work. So that's been huge for me. So yes, look for those organizations that you can trust, and then look for those people that you can build with. I think those have been two really big things that have helped me out throughout the years. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So what other projects are you working on right now?
yeah. I can give y'all a little exclusive announcement. So my band, we're called the Poetic Diaspora, Joe Davis and the Poetic Diaspora. We are dropping our first ever debut album later this year, full length. Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah,
I can't wait to hear it.
yeah, I'm super excited. We're gonna have like full choir on some of the tracks. We're gonna have like horn section, string section. Like it's already really gorgeously, beautifully produced. We've developed a lot of the songs already, and we're just digging in deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited. Like I think I can say with confidence that folks is gonna be blown away by what they hear for real. It's gonna be amazing. So I can't wait to share it.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So will you guys tour with that album?
I don't know. I would love to tour. It's hard to organize a 7-member band, especially when everybody's such heavy hitters. Like I look at us like Transformers, or like if you ever watched Power Rangers growing up. I don't know if everybody knows Power Rangers or not, but like all the Zords would like come together and form this big robot. That's how I feel like we are. We like doing our own little thing, and we come together and we're like a super group. You know what I'm saying? Like every single musician in the band, they could like stand alone as a powerhouse performer and artist, and they do. And then just it's a miracle that we even are able to like get together and create music.
It's a blessing. They could come together and support you for your own album. I mean, I know it's a group album, but it's definitely
I'm the visionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm grateful. So yeah. I would love to tour. I still think that even if I'm not able to tour with everybody, I definitely want to like, move around a little bit and get on the road or something, and push it as far as I can. So
that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
For sure.
So you guys make sure you stay tuned for that album. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to hear that. It's going to be some of Minnesota's finest talents.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, the information is on the page and on the live. And you guys can inbox either of us if you want more information about anything that we've talked about. Yeah. And let's see. Okay. I guess you could tell us a little bit more about where you see yourself going as an artist, and any projects that you are, kind of feeling right now.
Yeah. So one project I'm really excited about, it has yet to be named, but it's still being developed. But I'm cultivating a multimedia library of healing practices that people use, and I want it to be accessible to as many people as possible. But when I say a multimedia library, I mean we'll be using like portrait photography and film, and it'll be archived online, but I also want it to have some sort of like print form as well, because I care a lot about healing, and I think that sometimes we forget that there's already like support and resources and practices that are within our reach, because there's so many systemic barriers and so many things that keep us from like tapping into what we need. But I want to like show that there's an abundance right here with us in our communities, and so I'm trying to do that in an artistic way.
So it'll be a collection of like videos that people could watch.
Yeah, it'll be like just dynamic kind of like film interviews, and maybe some poems, some songs, and maybe we'll get some painting up in there. You know what I mean? Like have it be interdisciplinary ways of showing what healing looks like for people, so they can see examples of what's possible for themselves. So I'm working on that. Thinking about calling it the Healing Justice Project, but I'm not exactly sure yet. Still exploring that. And then I want to get more into film. I work with a lot of filmmakers, a lot of videographers, and during the like early stages of the pandemic, when nobody could go out of their apartments and stuff, I was like, yo, I still want to create beautiful art. And so I started messing around with film, and I talked to my peoples who do that, and we filmed some things together. I did a series of like virtual concerts, so people could still enjoy it from the comfort and safety of their own homes. And so I really had a lot of fun doing that. So I want to just like, learn and study as much as I can. Like, TikTok's exploded, like, which is kind of blows my mind to see that we got little shorties, like kids who are like masterfully craft. Like, how y'all got this much time to edit? You learn to dance or you learn to whatever else you learning, and then you edit it together. Looks fly, looks dope.
Yeah, I seen this little girl. She had to be about 2. Yeah. She took the phone and sat it on the car and started dancing. It was crazy. Wow. I'm like, man, these babies.
Right.
Woo, they're getting
amazing.
Yeah, and it's TikTok and everything. I'm still trying to figure that out,
Same. Yeah, I got a TikTok, but I ain't really posted nothing yet. I just go in there and laugh at the funny videos and get a little bit of knowledge. But yeah, so that's what's next. Is I want to do more like film and video, digital content. So that's the move.
You ever thought about going to California for?
Dope. I don't even know. I kind of like. I go where the spirit leads me, That might be the move. I don't know. I love living here. One of my dreams is to actually have multiple houses. Like I want to have a house here and then a house in Jamaica, because I love Jamaica. Jamaica is one of my favorite places to visit. I've already been several times. I've never been. You gotta go. It's one of the most gorgeous places.
I'm ready to go soon. Yes, I need to get to Jamaica because that seems like. One of the first places you should travel when you're traveling abroad. Like I've been a lot of other places, but I haven't been to Jamaica.
Where you been?
Turks and Caicos, Hawaii, couple other islands, and then all in the States. I haven't been to like Africa. I haven't been to Europe and South America. So I got a lot of places I need to go.
On my list too.
But Jamaica is one of the first ones. Is going to be one of my next ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what I love, I'm kind of biased, with my family being from there, my ancestry being from there. Like when I touched foot on the ground, I just had this overwhelming sense of like belonging and connection to the people and to the land. And then when you go, you walk around like almost everybody's black, like in Jamaica. There's like a couple white people walking around. But it's like like just a unique experience having grown up in the United States of America and then going there.
Right.
Like you look at the billboards, everybody's black. You turn on the TV, everybody's black, and it's just a different experience to be immersed in that culture. So, and the food is bomb. The food is fire. Music is great. Grew up listening to Bob Marley, so. Love my reggae music, and you just you gotta experience it for yourself. I can't do it justice.
Right, I understand. So 10 years from now, you're flying back to Jamaica on a plane. Right. There's a tarmac full of people waiting for you to arrive.
Right? Why not?
Why are they so excited to see you?
Because I'm there.
Besides you coming home,
Right.
What has caused this star just to burst, and everybody's on the tarmac waiting for you?
Because it's the internationally famous Joe Davis coming back to the people, you know what I'm saying? I won some awards and some accolades, Grammys and whatever else. It's all good. That's not what's important. What's important is that I'm renowned for like the philanthropic endeavors, the ways in which like my work has empowered people and create a path to like socioeconomic liberation and autonomy and sovereignty. Like that's what I want to be known for. It's like I want to do that not only for myself but for my people. Like of course I know that the accolades are gonna come. Like they've already have come. Like I have like got some awards and just like small things here and there. And that's not really what is priority to me. Like yes, that looks good on the resume. Yes, that helps advance the work. But ultimately, for me, it's like
a platform.
I want to influence. Like more people and create that platform that helps, like actually change lives for real. So that's
very admirable. I really appreciate that about you. Because one of the things that we like to talk about is building community legacy and using your art as a form of generational wealth. So
Come on, now. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's very admirable to hear that you know, with all the accolades, your primary thing is to uplift the community and just really get your art out there. And you know, it's building generational creativity as well.
I love that. I haven't heard that phrase that way before. Generational creativity. I love that. Did you coin that? Did you come up with that?
A friend of mine actually mentioned that to me, and I was like, "Hey, yes, generational creativity." Because when you think about, like for instance, my shoes are made in Italy. Plug my shoes real quick. Coco shoes, but they're made in Italy. But a lot of those families out there, they're like families of shoe artisans. Like it's passed down from generation to generation, and other places where you know. It's the family business that you're in, whatever craft that you're doing or whatever. And I think that, you know, for instance, my family, my dad is an artist, my brother's an artist, I'm an artist. Well, I just started embracing my artistry at 35.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have never guessed that you just started.
I mean, as far as drawing and painting, I just started that at 35. And with my kids, you know, I have them drawn all the time. I let them draw on the walls in my house because I'm like, let me see your mural, you know. So generational creativity, yes, gotta let them get it young so that they can be, you know, like you're already I don't want to tell your age unless you want to.
We're the same age.
How old are you?
35.
35? No, I got you. But
well, I just said we were, but I don't know. Maybe you're a little. I don't know what age you are.
I'm 41.
Okay, see, I heard you say 35, so I was just assuming.
No.
Figured out.
I know. I look like I'm 28.
All right, let's claim it. I've been told that too. And I was just at a high school, and like the teacher was like, "What are you doing in the hallway? Get to class." I'm one of the teachers. I'm not a student. What student you know that got a beard like this? Actually, no, a lot of them. The kids out there are kind of big.
Well, you know what they say about black folks, that black don't crack, right?
That's real. So we gonna be young and fly forever. No matter what age we are. But I feel you. Like I love that you're getting them started when they're young, because what I've experienced is when I go into like elementary schools and stuff, like, you know, you ask a little kid like, "Hey, how many of y'all are creative? How many of y'all are artists?" And they're like, me, I like to finger paint, I like to dance, I like to sing, and whatever, you know. And you get to a class when they're older, like a high school or whatever, you're like, "How many of y'all identify as a creator? How many of y'all enjoy art?" And like, it, you know, they got the arms, like, maybe, I don't know, you know, whatever. Like, it depends on what school you go to. Like, if you go to art school, it'll be a different story, right?
Right.
But the typical, like, conventional high school, by the time you get to high school, like, that creativity has been beaten out of you, or there's been a lot of circumstances that have tried to convince students that they don't have the freedom or the time or the space,
or the finances.
That too. Yeah, that's a big part of it too, for real.
Because people think there's not a lot of money in art because starving artist stereotype.
Yeah, so how do we change that again? And I think that you're doing that, like through the show, through these conversations, through how you're teaching your kids. Thank you know what I'm saying? So yeah, thank you for doing that, for real. That's needed. So yeah.
Wow. So what kind of things do just, you know, thinking about building generational wealth through your art, what type of things do you have in store for really kind of taking it to the next level financially? Do you have a plan for that, a roadmap? Got some secrets to share?
I mean, you know, I can't give them all the sauce, you know what I'm saying? But I did start my own organization, my own LLC, The New Renaissance, back in 2000. I'm like, man, where did I start? It's only been a couple of years, but 2018 was when it was officially launched. But prior to that, I had already been doing like theater productions and concerts, but then I wanted to make it official. I was like, you know what? I got to get serious about this business. I got to get that LLC. Like, and I was like intentional also about saying this part of what I'm doing isn't a nonprofit. This is an LLC. Like, I'm trying to make money. Like, I'll do nonprofit work as well. That's a different part of the work that I do. But with the New Renaissance, it's about like group economics, you know, and how am I, again, contributing to sustaining that artist ecosystem. And so through the New Renaissance, like my vision is carrying forward this legacy of artistic excellence that we have from like those who have gone on before us. Like I've been inspired by, Langston Hughes is one of my favorite poets. He came up in the Harlem Renaissance, in the 1930s and 40s and 50s, where he was with a group of Black artists, and they were art in like really difficult times, but they were also like sharing resources and sharing money and finding ways to survive, right? And so
we need to model that.
Exactly. That's why I called it the New Renaissance, because I think
awesome.
we are learning ways to model that in this generation. Like
awesome.
This is our generation's iteration of like that Harlem Renaissance, right? The Renaissance right here in the Twin Cities. And so that's what I envision and I want to embody through that organization in particular. So that's what I've been working on, what I've been building. I'm always, wanting to be in conversation and collaboration about how to deepen the impact of that. But that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. So
we need to have like a show where we have everybody that has been on here. Maybe not a show, but maybe some type of party or gathering. Let me be quiet. But we gonna have something in the works.
We will. Yeah, don't put it out there when it's not fully formed yet. But hey, stay tuned. Keep tapping in. You're gonna learn. You're gonna find out.
Yeah,
I'm here. Whenever it happens.
Yeah, I definitely like. Sure. I really feel like, especially since we started doing the show, that like artist community in Minnesota is really kind of just really bubbling.
Oh, for sure.
And I think it's going to be super hot. I know this summer there's like a lot of festivals going on and a lot of things where a lot of artists that I know are performing. And is there some type of I know there's Melanated Artists on YouTube by Felicia Perry. But is there like a hub spot or something where we find out about all the artists and events going on?
Yeah, there's a couple of groups on Facebook. Like the name, you said on YouTube. I feel like there's a Facebook group too that Felicia started.
Melanated Artists.
Yeah. There's like a Facebook group and a couple other groups too. It's like just Black artists or Black actors or whatever the case may be. So there's some of those that are really dope. But I think there can always be more, and then you reminded me that's something that I could, push through the New Renaissance too, is how do we have these kind of like, these centers. It's not, I want to say a center, but like these spaces where we can gather ourselves, gather information, gather resources. The more we have those, the better I feel. So, yeah. Glad you asked. I said, you got me thinking about it now. I'm like, yeah, we need more things like that.
Well, we'll figure that out too.
For sure.
So we're gonna wrap things up here. But before we go, is there anything that you would like to share with the people, or some advice that you would like to give to any aspiring artists, poets?
Yo, I think what I would say to anybody who's a creative in any capacity, or if you want to, further your creative journey, I would say you gotta believe in yourself and like really fortify like that belief and that self-love more than anything else. Because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have confidence in yourself, it's not gonna matter what anybody else says or does. You know what I'm saying? You can sway like with people's opinions and their critiques, because that's always gonna happen. There's always gonna be haters and naysayers, no matter how good you are. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know for yourself that this is what you want to do, that this is who you are. And when you're centered and grounded and rooted in that, then can't nobody tell you nothing. So that's super important. I say you gotta keep working on that, keep digging in deep with that. And just practice your craft, practice. I can't stress that enough. You do best what you do most. So the more you're able to practice and refine what you love, no matter how good you get, no matter how old you get, you always gotta have the humility to learn more. Those would be the things that I would share.
Beautiful advice.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Sure.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Please check out in the comments to find out how to support Joe Davis and how to check out all of his wonderful work. And please come back and see us again next Wednesday on Coco After Dark. And if you have any questions or you know anybody who wants to come on and talk about their art, the art of whatever it is your talent, then please DM me. And you guys have a blessed and wonderful night.
Peace and love. All power to the people. Yeah. Nice. That was a fun interview. That was cool.
That was great.
I had a couple of people right on. You're a good interviewer.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like this was my best interviews yet. You know, just as far as the energy and comfort and all that stuff. Because my sister came upstairs and watched the kids for me, so I don't have to worry about that.
Nice. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just so much.
Kids ain't running around.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, we got to get a picture. I took a picture of the food. Should get if I post about it or something later.
Yes, let's take a picture for sure.
Coco After Dark.
What do you think, Austin?
It was good.
It's good. Got some good footage.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Nice. Would you mind taking a couple pictures of us, Austin?
Oh, yeah.
I was about to take a picture of my shoes, but I was like, my ankle look a little ashy.
Oh, my goodness.
It can't catch me ashy.
Listen, straight, oh, my God.
You hit it with a little cocoa butter right quick.
Right. Heels looking like I've been
playing in the baby powder.
That's right. And rocking with Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do.
And you look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You know, you look very artistic.
Oh, appreciate you. Oh, you mind? Yep, thank you. Or should we do this? What do you think? You got the video eye. You also got the artistic eye too.
We can do it in the front of this background.
I do like this background. I might have to get one of them chocolate too.
Oh, absolutely. You can whatever you want.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, 2, 1.
Should we switch it up a little bit? You gotta switch it every
2, 1, and then keep that pose. 2, 1. Got it.
All right, cool. Appreciate you.
See you to me, Joe.
Yeah, I got you. See. Oh, those are nice. I'll brighten it up a little bit just because, I can see the shadows and stuff. But nice. That's good.
Oh yeah,
I like that one. That's cute.
Oh, those shoes, though. Oh my God, they're so horrific.
I hate them. Why do you? I know you make shoes, so you are probably very critical. I think they rock. You rocking them though. You know what I'm saying?
See, the heels that I had, they were just bad. Super, super bad. But I
were.
Check by the door.
Cool.
I said you can have any of that stuff over there.
Yeah, I'm about to get into some too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, you already did, huh? You were playing no games, wasting no time. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention this. It's not too big of a deal. I just announced this day. This is one of my next shows. I have a ton of shows, but usually I'm doing shows that other people book me for. Mm-hmm. Whereas this is a show that I'm putting on. Oh. I'm the one who, it's my band and, DJ Miss Britt.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she's super dope DJ. She's gonna be doing a social hour. We're gonna have some food. If there's space, the venue outside, the lobby area where people are gonna be kicking it, might not have a whole lot of space, but it might be cool if you came through and shared some art or something. You know what I'm saying?
Where is it at?
It's called the Southern Theater. South Minneapolis. I like how you just automatically have a song ready.
Well, it was already on there.
Oh, it's new. But yeah, it's gonna be super lit. We're gonna the whole band come out, choir's gonna be there.
Nice. You can take whatever you want.
Nice. I like strawberries. I can just
let some down.
Hey, just grab it.
Yeah, I can grab your report. too.
Oh, I wasn't sure. I should ask you that. Yeah. So you like work from this space too? Like when you're doing like emails and Zoom meetings and stuff, you just post up over here, you post up in your apartment or
All over. Sometimes I'll come in here. My mom works from here a lot.
whatever?
This is my mom's office.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
She has a nonprofit. It's called Northside Culture.
Whatever.
And she's like, did you play for it? You good? Okay.
And then how do you want to send that over to me?
I can send it by email, I think. Let me see.
Otherwise, I can create a folder for you. It's called frame.io,
Okay.
and it will upload the footage really fast.
Oh, wait, is it still going?